If your own mind has ever frightened you, a thought so dark or so strange that you couldn't believe you produced it, this session is for you. That thought is not who you are. And in the next few minutes, you are going to understand exactly why and change your relationship with your mind completely. Close your eyes. Now, have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in? That moment of blankness, that gap between one thought and the next. That is where we are going. Not the forgetting, the gap. That space between thoughts where, for just a second, there is nothing. No story, no meaning, no you deciding what things mean. You have been there thousands of times without knowing it. Your mind does it naturally. It clears the screen before it leads to the next thing. And right now, it is doing it again. Notice your hands, just for a second. Really notice them. The temperature of them, the weight of them. And as you notice that, something shifts. Because your attention just moved from wherever it was to here, to your hands. Without effort, without instruction. That is how fast your mind can change direction when it decides to. And it is deciding now. Somewhere in your body, there is a place that feels slightly more settled than the rest. It might be small, a patch of warmth, a heaviness in your legs, a looseness across your shoulders. Find it. It is there. And as you find it, let it expand, just slightly. The way a single lamp illuminates a room. Not everything, but enough to move through. Good. Stay there. I want to tell you something precise, not reassurance, the actual truth about what is happening in your mind. An intrusive thought arrives without your permission. You did not send for it. You did not construct it. It appeared. The way a sound appears, or a smell, uninvited, carrying no instruction about what to do with it. And then your mind did something that made everything worse. It asked, "Why did I think that? What does it mean about me?" Those two questions are the problem. Not the thought, the questions. Because the moment you ask what a thought means about you, you have already made an error. You have assumed that thoughts are confessions. They are not. Thoughts are not confessions. They are not predictions. They are not desires. They are electrical activity, the mind doing what minds do. Generating content constantly, indiscriminately, without editorial control. So when your mind says, "This thought means I'm dangerous," I want to ask you something directly. Has the thought ever become an action? Even once? Or has it only ever existed in the space behind your eyes, horrifying you, never moving beyond that? The horror is important. Remember that. The fact that the thought horrifies you is not evidence that you want it. It is evidence of the opposite. People who actually want to do harmful things are not horrified by thoughts of doing them. The horror is your values speaking. The horror is proof of who you are, not the thought. When your mind says, "A good person would never think this," who made that rule? Where did it come from? And is it actually true? Because research is unambiguous on this. Virtually every human mind, including the minds of people you would consider the most decent, most gentle, most trustworthy people you know, produces thoughts that feel completely at odds with who they are. Thoughts that seem to arrive from nowhere. Thoughts they would never choose. The difference between those people and someone who is suffering is never the thought itself. It is whether the mind gets hooked. Your mind got hooked, not because something is wrong with you, because something is right with you. You care. You care so much about being good that a thought which conflicts with that feels catastrophic. That caring is not the enemy. The story you built round the thought, that is what we are changing right now. And as you hear these words, something is already reorganizing itself in you. Not because you are making it happen, because the mind, your brilliant subconscious mind, has been waiting for someone to tell it the truth. And now that it has heard it, it cannot unhear it. It is filing it, embedding it, making it the lens through which everything else gets interpreted from this point forward. Now, I want you to do something that might surprise you. Bring to mind, very briefly, from a distance, one of those thoughts. Not to examine it, not to give it importance, simply to locate it as an experience in your body and your mind. Where does it sit? In your chest? Behind your eyes? Somewhere in your stomach? And if that thought had a size, how big is it right now? How close does it feel? Does it have a sound, or a colour, or a texture to it in your imagination? Good. Now, in your mind, begin to move it. Push it back slightly, not away, just back, like moving something from the front of a shelf to the back, further back. And as it moves back, notice it getting smaller, not because it is less real, because you are choosing the distance you observe it from, and distance changes everything. Now, drain the colour from it. Whatever colour or intensity it had, let it fade. Grey. Then lighter. Then almost transparent. A faint outline of something that no longer has the charge it arrived with. And notice how different that feels. The thought is still there, but it is different now. Smaller, further, quieter. And your mind is learning something important right now. That it has always had this ability. The ability to change not what it thinks, but how it holds what it thinks. The distance, the size, the charge. All of it is adjustable. All of it is yours to change. From this moment, you have two words. Two words that carry everything you have just understood. Two words that tell your mind, in an instant, without effort, exactly what to do when a thought arrives that it didn't ask for. Passing through. The moment you say those words, when the thought arrives, when the pull to examine it begins, when the old questions start to form, something in you simply notes it. There is a thought. It is passing through. And then you return to the room, to the moment, to the life that is actually happening. The thought had no verdict to deliver. It was simply passing through. You find yourself, perhaps sooner than you expect, responding to intrusive thoughts with something closer to boredom than fear. Not because you are suppressing anything, because you understand what they are now. Electrical noise, the mind generating content, passing through. Your brilliant subconscious mind is locking onto this right now, embedding it, accepting it, making it the automatic response that runs before your conscious mind even has time to react, compelling you, motivating you, conditioning you to meet every unwanted thought with the same quiet recognition. There it is, passing through. Every day, the thoughts lose a little more of their charge. Not because they stop arriving, they may still arrive, but because you stop giving them the significance that made them powerful. And a thought without significance is just a thought. It passes through, and you continue. You are not at war with your mind anymore. You never needed to be. Your mind was never your enemy. It was simply running a program that needed updating. And that update is happening right now. Quietly, completely, at the level where it matters most. You are someone whose mind produces thoughts, all kinds of thoughts, and who knows with complete certainty that none of them are verdicts. None of them are who you are. You are the one observing them, choosing the distance, watching them pass. passing through. All of it passing through. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 5, returning gently, calm, clearer, carrying something that has already changed. 1, softly returning. 2, the room coming back. 3, calm and clear. 4, one easy breath. 5, eyes open when you are ready. Your mind is not your enemy. It never was. And now, some part of you knows it completely.